Hey, how's it going? We are continuing taking a look at news coming from UK with everything what's happening. There are some articles that I thought they might be worth taking a look at. I'm reading those articles for the first time, so it might be worth for others to take a look at those articles as well. I thought I might as well share that information with us. I have taken a look at the UK and US and some of the trade agreements perhaps that they're going to be working on, as well as I thought it might be worth taking a look at some of the other articles. This article was published yesterday where UK gets military suppliers propping up the Russians' war machine. So let's try to understand this information a little bit better. So perhaps that would be arms and some of the sales that are made and or what's available out there to purchase, right? And how UK gonna try to tackle this kind of issue. I haven't read this article, so I thought it might be worth taking a look at it as well as share that with others. The UK's government announced new sanctions targeting people and groups that are supplying funding of the war efforts, some of those conflicts that are happening, right? First point, that would be UK announces 46 new sanctions targeting individuals and groups supplying and funding a war machine. So they are trying to reduce that with those actions. But at least they're taking some action, right? And they are noticing everything what's happening in the world since there's a lot of things are happening. So good that they're doing something about those things. Next one would be this includes businesses in many different places, right? So they're tackling those businesses. Some of those there are different countries. I don't know if this information is accurate. I'm reading this information from government's website, right? Well, I don't know. There's there's a lot of people can be affected by this. Next point would be by including entities operating in again. Let's skip those countries. The UK has now taken action against over 30 countries and or entities within those countries supporting Russia's war efforts. This signals the UK's no tolerance approach to those enabling Russia's legal war where they might be. So they're tackling those organizations. I'm not entirely sure what kind of organizations they're referring to, but perhaps they have systems in place and how they can address some of those issues. How long the war has been waging? So I don't know, 2 years or so. So they're still doing something about it and finding out about businesses and some of the support is going in and out within different countries, right? Interesting. Foreign military suppliers exporting equipment and parts to Russia are among dozens of individuals and groups sanctioned today to target those helping the war machine. Russia's weapon manufacturers and defense importers were also among the list of 48 new sanctions imposed, as well as three actors supporting the Wagner Group's network and four operators of the so-called Shadow Fleet. Okay, right. Now it makes sense. When they're referring to Shadow Fleet, I have done a little bit of homework to understand what they're referring to. That would be then you got a fleet of ships and how you would need to insure those ships. In the world, perhaps there's 9 or so companies who can insure some of those ships. 9 companies ensuring roughly about 95% of ships. So, so we keep trying to track down who's trying to insure and what's happening with the boats, right? Interesting. So I think they can track everything, though. Most of the things they can track, most of the things that's happening. So it's just interesting, I guess. Vessels used by Russia to soften the blow of oil-related sanctions imposed to UK alongside 5G partners. So they're looking to track oil This is what's happening on one end, and what potentially is happening is something that I have taken a look at. How they are planning to perhaps move all the oil, but not necessarily limited to oil, with the tankers and the ships and cargo, and building the new ones, and how they're gonna use those to go over the top instead of using Suez Channel, right? So it's something that they're gonna be progressing and doing in the future. And there are some interesting, challenging engineering projects how we can potentially do that. So there's a lot of projects there how they're gonna tackle this problem. On the other end, again, they've been presented with new set of issues, and people are there tackling some of those issues, kind of engineering issues. So before then, using Suez Channel, it was about 60 days to go all the way with oil. Now, if they would go over the top of the Arctic, right, it would be about 40 days, right? But it would be challenging since there's ice in there. Uh, as well as there was some articles published, right? If they would take down some of those technology, would that be rockets, drones, or anything, and how much and who would be supplier of some of those technologies, right? This work was published by some of the Ukrainians on the ground, and most of those technology companies that or where technology would come from would be U.S. for whatever reason, right? I don't know if they're sanctioning those companies. Worth mentioning, highest percentage of technology and where that technology would come from to power some of the war machine. I don't think it's reflected with some of those governments. So myself, I don't think it's accurate information. So again, do your own research and try to understand what I'm trying to say, right? If the largest percentage would come from U.S. companies of some of the technology that would go into some of those rockets, drones to power that. So I don't think they will sanction U.S. Sanctions are starving Russia's military of key Western components and technology. Okay, good. So perhaps let's wait and see if that will have any actions. Since that technology, once taken down, people would break apart some of the technology and they would take a look at some of those components. That's what I'm saying, right? That's real data. That's facts. If there still has the largest percentage of components, technological components coming from US, would be good if there would be less. It would be good. I don't know. I don't know. So this is what's happening on the ground, right? So perhaps by starving off trade relationships and sanctions, perhaps they can reduce, to say the least. I don't know if they can eliminate. Alongside our partners, sanctions on international supply chains have resulted in a 98% reduction of Russia's imports of battlefield technology from sanctioned countries. Okay, so that's from sanctioned countries, right? I don't know if they have reduced not from sanctioned countries. Pre-invasion Russia was a major exporter of arms. Instead, it is now having a turn to North Korea and Iran for. I don't know if that's accurate. I don't know if any of that information is accurate. Might as well, if they have a lot of ammunition or whatever case might be sitting in warehouses, might as well take that or purchase that ammunition in return for something or like oil, right? If oil export to places like Europe slow it down, perhaps they can exchange that oil for ammunition from some of those countries. Might as well do that. Yourself, if you are interested in learning more, I have published a course. That will be a 12-point course that I'm looking to share with others. A lot of information that I managed to gather over the years and very fundamental information which I personally believe would be important for everyone to know. Out of those 12 points, I have structure, so that would be Hercules' job, right? Hercules' work that would be required for you to do tough, challenging tasks. Out of 12, one would potentially be how to begin and start managing your budget, in particular if it's not something that you have done in the past. Where to begin, where to start. Have published in a video format. It's just over an hour long video that I'm looking to share with as many people as I can, hopefully to bring everyone up to speed of what would be required, starting with a personal budget, progressing into professional, and managing number of budgets, right? So some of those areas would be very important for many people. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. If not, this QR code in the corner and company's website below. Yourself, if it's something that you are interested in, I'll publish the link into its article below. It's government's website and some information that they're publishing there. For people who are interested, it was published yesterday. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.